Hey everybody!
Hello! Hi, everybody. It is Tuesday, and we are here with another tutorial for you. Hooray!
Woohoo!
So,
Yay!
we are back. Yay! As always, go ahead and tell us where you're watching from. That's always fun to see. Hello, we have Leland already. Very exciting. So, say hello in the comments and tell us where you're watching from. Today, we're going to be going through something a little bit different. We did similar to this a while ago, but it was
Forever
quite a long
ago.
time
Feels
ago,
like,
and
yeah.
we had our own difficulties. I know. You could have told me it was 10 years ago, and I'd believe you, and it was more like 6 months. But hey, that's how time goes now. So anyway, we're doing a cool thing where we're talking about how to clean and care for your brushes. So this is also a great time to ask any questions you have about when you should get rid of makeup, how long can you use makeup, what should you do with this brush, that brush. All those questions are going to be super, super helpful today. So ask away. I'm Amber. I will be answering those questions or forwarding them. And we have the wonderful Jené who's going to be leading us
Hi.
through this today.
I am. I'm going to be
Yay.
doing all of the hashtag oddly satisfying brush cleaning today. It's going to be
Yes.
really meditative, really like nice to watch. I think so anyway. There's just something like, do you guys ever watch those videos about like power washing where you just watch like the sidewalk get power washed and all the dirt clears away and you're just like, I just want everything to do that. Like I just want everything to just power wash
Yes.
into cleanliness, like in a beautiful fashion. So hopefully it will be beautiful today as we clean these brushes, but it should definitely be satisfying to watch things get clean. I love it. And then if you're not sure if you're cleaning your brushes the right way, or if you don't clean them at all, then this is going to be great for you to learn how to do it, and that it's actually quite simple. So the first tip of advice that I have is please clean your brushes. Please clean your brushes. Please clean your
Yeah.
makeup. How often? How often should you clean them? Um, it depends on how often you use it, because of course, if it's something like a palette that you only use for special occasions every now and again, then it's probably fine and safe as long as you're keeping it clean. Sorry, as long as you're keeping it closed and somewhere like out of, reach. If you're not using it that much, you can go a little bit longer. But if it's something that you're using every day, like your makeup brushes, you should definitely be cleaning them frequently. So, now I know when I use my cake mascara and I use my cake mascara brush set with that cake mascara, I'm essentially washing those brushes every single use, because you get them wet anyway to use your product. And then afterward, I just take the opportunity to just rinse them out right there in the sink, and then let them dry. And so I wash those brushes after every single use. Um, is that overkill? Maybe, but I don't really want my like fine
But it
brush.
makes it easier.
Yeah, and you're already there next to the sink using
Yeah.
water anyway. And you might as well just do it while you're there. And I don't want the cake mascara to get dry and dry out my brush either, because
Yeah.
that could make the brush not work as well. And I want to make my brushes last. So that's one way. That's a good reason. Not only is it safer for you to clean your brushes and make sure they're clear of bacteria and all that kind of stuff, safer for your skin, but it also gives your brushes a longer life if you're cleaning them properly. So, um, yeah, so anyway, if you're not washing them every day like I am with those, probably at least once every 2 weeks, I would say, is good. Once every week is excellent. But again, it depends how much are you wearing makeup, how much are you using these brushes. For normal use, once every 2 weeks. If you're, using every brush every single day, try to do it weekly. And if you're an infrequent makeup wearer, just keep an eye on how your brushes are looking. But monthly is a good, if you don't wear makeup very often, just once a month when you do other big cleaning things that you do on a monthly basis, just do your brush cleaning along with that as well. Let's see. What else can we
Yeah.
talk
And
about
then
with
we have
brushes?
some, well, we also have some fun little comments
Oh,
as
great.
well, and a couple questions for you, Janae. They're a little off topic, but I think fun.
That's fine.
So,
Love it.
oh, also, so Sarah designated now the Tuesday Squad to be hashtag BC Tuesday Squad. And Sophia enjoys
Ah,
that hashtag. So I appreciate people are
love
making
it.
hashtags. I will always take that. Also, your top, everyone's a real big fan, Janae.
Oh,
Your
thank
shirt is
you.
so cute and adorable.
Thanks.
And then, yes, and Louisa asked if you are wearing chocolate kiss today.
You know it. You know it. Love chocolate
Yay.
kiss. Yes.
I
Yes,
know
I
it's so
am.
perfect. It's perfect with that top as well. It's just so
Thank
lovely and
you.
beautiful.
Oh,
Also,
thanks.
as you guys are watching, if you haven't seen before, Jené and I are in two separate places because we are staying safe.
Yes.
So if there's little technical issues or delays or things like that, it's just because of that. So we're trying to do our best. Let us know if you ever can't hear anything at all. But today we're also going to have some cool camera moves and stuff that we'll see in just a little bit. So
Yeah.
you should be able to get a good view of everything that's going on.
Yes.
Oh,
Exciting.
Jennifer also asked, Jennifer did ask if you are Gabriela's daughter-in-law, Jené.
I am. Yes, I am. Fun fact. I am
Yay.
Gabriela's daughter-in-law.
Fun fact.
I know this is something that not a lot of people know. Um, you must be a sleuth. How did you figure that out? How did you know?
Oh no,
Um,
Jennifer, Nancy Drew.
Jennifer, that's right, over here. Yes, Gabriela has a son, and that son is my husband, Nick. And he's also the cameraman, I guess, behind all of this. He's the one who's doing the
Yeah.
camera work, switching, making all the lives happen, which is exciting. But yes, that's my twist. Did you know that? Did you know that about me? Have you stalked me too? I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding, Jennifer. That's
No.
totally fine. That's totally fine. You're smart. You're a Nancy Drew, and I love it. So yes, good job. You figured it out. But anyway,
And
I
yes, it's
do.
on. If you wanted to hear about the family and stuff, it's also on a podcast because Sarah
Yes,
found out that way. But if you go to our Classic Beauty with Besame podcast, you can find that in an old episode. But yes,
yes.
back to brushes, Janae.
Back to brushes. I love
Let's
these
get
questions though.
started.
I love the off-topic questions. This is fun. So fun. Don't be, yeah, ask anything you want as always.
Yeah.
It's a blast and we love to chat on Tuesdays as well. But yes, so let's talk about brushes here. So I'm also going, other than just cleaning brushes, I'm also going to show you how to clean off your makeup itself as well. So sometimes we want to, like, if your makeup is getting a little like grimy looking, or maybe you've got like makeup mixing on your palette because there's two colors that you use back to back and there's a little in this and a little in that, and you're like, oh, I just need to clean these guys. I'll show you how to do that too, which is great because we all need to do that every now and again. um, and yeah. Oh, here's another tip. Just as a general rule, never share makeup. Never, never do it. Don't share makeup. It's a bad idea. Even if that person assures you that they don't have anything weird going on, that you just share it with them. It's not good. It's not safe. And I'm sure now in the, COVID-19 world, we're all going to be a lot more wary of what we share with people. But I know that, like, sometimes girls share makeup with their friends, whatever. Maybe if it's someone who already lives in your household, like that's fine because you guys are probably sharing everything else anyway. But like if it's a mascara wand or something, don't just go like do here now you use it. Wash that off first if you have to share it. But I don't think that sharing makeup is a good idea. It's how you can share things, like pink eye, for example. Yikes, we don't want that, yeah, and
Sharing
also
is
just
not caring with pink eye.
sharing is
Yeah,
not caring when it comes to
that's
makeup.
bad.
But if you do want to share a palette or something like that and lend it to somebody, follow these cleaning tips first and after they use it as well. And that way you can make sure that you're not transferring oil, bacteria, you name it, right? We don't want that. But even if it's just for you, keep it clean. That's always a good rule. So let's get started, shall we? Now we're going to do some fancy camera work, and I'm going to show you how to clean brushes. Ah! Can you see? Can you see our vanity situation here?
I
Okay,
think so. I'm not sure just yet. We kind of have different cameras and delays and things like that, so it should be working soon, but there may be a couple little
we're
kinks to
good.
work
Okay, I
out.
think we're
But
good.
yes, oh, wonderful. Yes,
Okay,
you're
great,
good.
great, great, great.
Yay.
Okay, so let's start with some brushes here. I'm going to actually start with, I think, rouge brush first. Actually, no, I lied. I'm going to start with eyeshadow. So I've got two different eyeshadow brushes because I'm going to show you two different options for cleaning these. So there is the option of like, oh, I just want to switch colors and not actually like totally clean my brush between switching colors. So let's say we're doing that. And let's say I've got my palette here. Oh, and the mirror is going to make things weird. You see the camera, whatever. It's fine.
Okay, yes, it's okay.
Okay, cool. So let's say like I'm like, okay, I want to use this. And I get it all on my brush. Now my brush is here. I use it. And then I'm like, oh, I want a different color. Should I just dip it right into there? No, that would make it messy. So what I will do instead is, because if you're in the middle of a look and you're just wanting to switch colors, you don't want to get your brush wet and then use a wet brush, right? Because you want your brush to dry out. So what you're going to do instead is use something for cleaning your brush dry. So for instance, I think I've talked about this before, but this product's called Dry Clean. You can get it at Sephora. It's very cheap, but there's a lot of other ones. Basically, you're looking for something that is a dry brush cleaner spray. So what we're going to do is we're going to grab ourselves a paper towel. We're going to spray this bad boy very lightly, and then just start to dab. Ooh, and it smells so nice. I always like how it smells. And be very gentle when you're taking the color off as well. You don't want to like smash and twist your brush because that will ruin the way that the bristles are and make them go all crazy, or make them even kind of come out, which is not good either. One more spritz there, but you can tell already that it's cleaning it off nicely. And I really loaded up my brush for this example. So yes, anyway.
But it's
so this
so
is
smart to do this, because I've definitely had that time where I thought I was going to put white, right under my highlight, but it was not washed. And so I just had dark blue or whatever in a horrible place. So this is very,
right.
very easy.
Yes, so now that color's coming off, our brush is, I mean, yeah, I can still see it a little bit, but that's okay because we're going to give our brushes a deeper clean anyway. So there you go. That's a tip for that. Now I've got makeup on the back of my hand, but that's fine. So what next? So let's say we're ready. We want to go ahead and clean our brush, a deep clean. So you're going to be, I just have a little bowl of water here that I'm going to be using. But it's a lot easier if you do this at a sink. However, we are not filming at a sink. So I'm just going to use this handy dandy little bowl of water that I have. And then what you're going to do is very, very simple. You are going to get your brush damp, and then you're going to use just a little bit of very gentle soap. So what I mean by that is we're talking soap that you wouldn't mind using on your face. So not dish soap, not anything really harsh, because our brushes are gentle, right? So we want gentle soap with it. Baby shampoo is a great option, something like that. And you just put a teeny little bit in your palm, not very much, and you take your wet brush and you just start to kind of work it in right here, okay? Work it into the soap. And again, being very gentle with our emotions here. We don't want to smash it, twist it, nothing like that. I don't know if you guys remember learning about like art brush care when you took an art class in school back in the day. But you probably had a day where your teacher told you all the ways not to wash your brush, and then everybody forgot because you were kids, and you just ruined those art school brushes.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway, art class brushes. But yeah, it's kind of like that. We don't want to smash them. We don't want to like run our fingers through them every which way, pull them. We don't want to misshape, and we don't want to pull them out because we don't want the adhesive to break down, and we don't want to ruin our pretty little brush. We want it to work perfectly. But as you can tell, it's like pretty much clean. That was so easy. Just a tiny, tiny bit of soap, tiny, tiny bit of water. I just sort of swished it around. And then just gently with my fingers, I am making sure that it keeps the same shape that it needs to. So, excuse me, then what? Then what do we do? It needs to dry. Should you put it under a hair dryer? No, don't do that, especially with our brushes, because the Besame brushes are faux hair, even though they feel real, they feel luxurious. They are vegan, so they're not real hair, which is great because we are not about animal cruelty here at Besame. We love animals and we care about them. So we have cruelty-free vegan brushes. So that means that these are synthetic, and getting them hot under a hot hair dryer would make them melt, and we don't want that. We want to care for these brushes, so they need to just air dry. So what we would do is you don't want to lay them like flat on a paper towel because again, that could kind of smush this brush. Maybe not with this one because it's kind of raised. So you might be able to get away with that on this. But what I think is best is if you have a counter's edge, you can kind of like hang it off the edge like this. for our purposes, you can't really see my edge, so I'm just gonna set it back where it was, and that's fine. And then after we're done, I will make sure these all dry out nicely, but I hope that makes sense. Let them kind of dry something like this off the edge of your counter or what have you, so that they don't lose their shape when you do that. All right, there we go. Let's do our rouge
Wonderful.
brush now. I'm just gonna clean this the same way. Enjoy
And
watching
you're doing
this.
it the same way, right? Yay.
Same
So we have
way.
a couple questions while you're cleaning the rouge brush,
Yes.
which is fun. Let me get back to our questions we had. Yay. Okay. Ah, where did they go? Doodly dee. Okay. Oh, yes. Jennifer, you asked about if we're still going to do Tuesday tutorials after quarantine. Yes, absolutely. The fun part will be that we'll get to be in the same room. That
Ah,
will
I
be
can't wait, Amber.
quite the delight.
Can you
I
imagine?
know it'll be, I mean, because we've had, if you guys have been watching, you've seen us, we've had all kinds of mishaps of sorts. You know, the power went out in Jené's whole house one
I will
day.
never forget
We've
how
had all
weird
kinds
that
of
was.
stuff. Whew. So it'll be very fun to get to like be in the studio regularly again,
Yes.
for sure. But yes, we're absolutely going to keep going with Tuesday tutorials. And I'm so glad that you like them, Jennifer. That's so sweet. Callie asked if Gabrielle is on. Gabrielle's not on today's, but she is on every Thursday. So Thursday at 1 p.m. Pacific. You can ask Gabrielle a question. She usually gives tours of vintage makeup that she owns. And it's super, super fun. Everybody loves your nails, Jené, and they are gorgeous.
Thanks. Okay, they're okay. They're fine. I painted them myself and I'm getting better at that, but like usually in a pre-pandemic world, I used to go get my nails done because I'm not very good, but I'm getting better. I'm practicing. So thank you. I appreciate the love.
Oh,
Um it's a practice. Okay.
yeah.
So my
People
water's getting a little
also, oh yeah.
murky. I think I'm gonna ask Nick to come and swap out my water for me, if you don't mind.
And
Thank you. Pass
again,
that off camera.
not something you have to deal with at home, just the fun of
If you have
our
a
little
sink,
makeshift
yeah.
bathroom here.
So now
Uh,
to get rid of some of this water, oh, and some of the product is still coming off too. That's totally fine. I'm just using a regular towel, not a paper towel, but just a regular towel, just to kind of dab, dab, dab before I set it down to dry. And yeah, some of my rouge is still coming off on this. Wow, there was a lot of product on this guy. I really need to clean it.
yeah. Well, and with the Rouge brush, it's so much bigger, so it's
It
totally
is.
natural for it to hold a little bit more and for it to get
Yeah.
a little bit deeper into the roots
I
of the
might.
brush, kind
I
of.
might just give it another go in the water when my water bowl comes back.
Yeah. Uh,
Okay.
People also noticed your towel, that it has Besame on it, and that's kind of a sneak preview of something that will be
Ooh.
releasing soon. You guys are eagle-eyed. Nothing slips past you. I love it. So that
Proud
is
of
a little
you,
sneak
Tuesday Squad.
preview of something we'll be having soon, but that will be available sometime soon. We can't really get much into it. People did ask if the glass bowl is part of a new collection. It's just a cool glass bowl
No, it's just
that we
this
have.
is just a regular bowl, sorry.
Yeah, but I'm glad you
It's
like
just a
it. You
prop.
can find them at thrift stores that are
Hmm.
similar to that. Then we had questions about brushes. One person asked if they can't get our rouge brush, what would be a good option? And with that, it's basically you just want to go for something that's what's cool about our rouge brush is that it is pointed. It has a little bit of a pointed tip, and yet
I
there's
love
still a
that.
lot of volume. So you can get that kind of contour, more defined shape, or it also just blends everything out for more of just full face or bronzer or blush or things like that.
Hmm.
So if you wanted something similar, you have to find something with that little bit of the pointed edge, but it's
Yes.
also kind of fluffy and has the same volume. So look for the
Yes,
shape in that.
it is. It's got that tapered shape on
And
the end. It's soft, very soft and fluffy.
mhm, it's very soft. Janae, Callie asked, what brushes would you recommend for a beginner? Because she's asking for gifts for her niece. She'll be giving gifts to her niece who's just starting out. What brush would you
Ooh,
recommend if you had just
fun.
a couple?
First of all, great gift idea. Like a brush is so fun and a great gift
Yes.
for a newbie. And I feel like one of the first makeups that I was allowed to wear was lip gloss. and like light colored lipsticks. So a lip brush might be great for that. Plus, our lip brushes are on the lower end of price when it comes to the other brushes. They're $15, which I will be cleaning one of those as well. But anyway, I think that might be a great one. But also the rouge brush, because again, one of the first makeup products I was allowed to wear as well when I was starting out was rouge. And so, like a little bit of blush. And I felt really fancy whenever I put it on because it just felt like real makeup doing my blush, having a brush, putting, putting it on my cheeks. And so I think that if you wanted to give her a very nice gift, then this is the brush to give. Or you can take advantage of the deal that we have going on right now, if you haven't heard, and you can get a bunch of brushes and maybe save one for yourself and give one to your niece and get a deal. Because we have like a deal going on where when you buy 2 brushes, you get the third, or any accessories actually, not just brushes, any accessories. So that includes like our bags and stuff like that. When you do that, you can get, you buy 2, get 1 free. So that's awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, so it's a good time to stock up on all of that if you're interested, and we'll be giving the code away for that in just a little bit towards the end of the video.
Yes.
Also, Louisa asked just a quick recap of how often you recommend cleaning your brushes, just the regular non-mascara brushes.
Yes, I recommend cleaning your brushes once every week to 2 weeks, depending on usage. And if you're a really infrequent makeup wearer, you can get away with once a month. That is my
Okay.
recommendation. So next, what I'm going to
Awesome.
do is, a lot of times people ask, can I use like a spoolie brush from an old mascara wand for my cake mascara? And you absolutely can. So this is an old empty mascara tube that I no longer use, and it's totally empty and dried out. Here's the wand that comes with it. Again, it is dry. It has dried mascara on it. Oh, it's still transferring a little bit. But we are going to clean this bad boy as well. And for this one, I'm actually going to use water first, soap and water first, and then I'm going to clean it with a little bit of alcohol as well, just in case there's any bacteria, because that's the thing about tube mascara. Tube mascara can sometimes have bacteria, actually often has
And
bacteria that
and really
forms.
not sometimes, always.
Yeah, that's, I said
It's just what
sometimes, and I'm like,
happens.
it's pretty much a given.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ooh, gross. This had a lot of product on it. Yucky.
I know, isn't it
Ah,
crazy whenever you wash a mascara wand? Because it's totally fine to reuse your mascara wands to use the cake mascara as long as you clean them thoroughly. And it is amazing
look
how
at
much
this.
mascara is on there.
What? That's insane. I think I'm gonna need something to clean my hand after this, probably. Whoa. Oh my goodness gracious. Here, I will figure this out. Hold on. Ah, okay.
But yeah, that's
Look,
what's so,
balancing
oh wow.
carefully.
I know, that's the fun of cleaning. I know, I feel like anytime I go to clean things out, I realize, oh, I should have done this at least weeks ago. There's a lot of product in here.
Yeah, well, it's
Oh
been,
wow.
like I said, it was in a tube sitting there, and now I'm going to clean it. Oh my gosh, and my water's getting really
Yeah.
gross again. See, but if you're at a sink, this is not your problem. This is just my problem. Um, do, do, do,
Yeah.
do.
That's why it's nice to just, so usually you can just do this under the faucet. It also makes it a little bit faster
Yes.
to get out any of the product, and especially with the wand. And even with this too, you want to use like lukewarm water instead of using super hot water,
That's
just to make
correct.
sure that the integrity of the brush stays intact.
That is correct. Oh no, my hand is looking weird now. That's fine. It's fine. Just old mascara all over my
It's not a
hand.
cleaning hand tutorial, so we're okay.
Well, in the process, I'm going to keep doing water and soap and whatnot, so it'll be fine.
Yeah.
But anyway, I just kept doing that until like I noticed it was coming off less, and also the bristles started to feel fluffy and soft again, and it looks pretty good to me. Again, these like what I said, a regular towel for like the rouge brush, but something like a spoolie that's more bristly, you can totally use paper towel with, and it's going to be just fine. So paper towel, a little more durable, just really brush that off there. And then move these things out of the way because they're not cute. Um, get another one. Then I'm going to I have like just a little spritzer bottle. And before you ask, no, we don't make this. This is just a random spritzer bottle. And it looks like it's filled with water, but it's actually filled with alcohol, just like 70%. isopropyl alcohol that you can get at the drugstore. And I'm just going to spritz this, make sure we get this nice and clean, no bacteria. So the great thing about cake mascara is that this is not necessarily something you have to worry about because it actually doesn't hold on to bacteria like tube mascara does. It's very, very hygienic. So we love that about cake mascara. It's a great reason to switch if you haven't already. And I don't even have my cake mascara here today to clean because it doesn't really need it. It just
No,
stays clean.
and it does because you're keeping the brush clean and also it dries after every usage. So that's the
Yes.
difference is that tube mascara stays in the dark and it stays moist. And that just allows bacteria to grow. And even if you clean your wand every time, you're still putting it back in that same tube that has the little things that live on your eyelashes and all that stuff in there. I know it all sounds gross. Now, tube mascara is fine to use for a little while, but that's why you have to I mean, there are governmental guidelines that say you should throw it out every 3 months because that's when the buildup of the mascara gets to be too much. But with cake mascara, it just dries out completely and that kills almost everything on that could have been on the cake. And then because you're cleaning your brush every time, you're not
Clean my
introducing
hand.
anything new. And if you are, it dries out and dies anyway. So that's why it's so much cleaner than other mascara to use.
Yes, which is wonderful, isn't it? I love that. I love that
Yeah.
about cake mascara. There's so many benefits. That's just one. There are
Yeah,
like a
that's just
million,
one.
and it's great. So okay, awesome. What should I do next? Should I do this guy, this fancy guy? I think so. Yeah,
Yeah.
let's do him. So this is the
Um,
long hair finishing brush, which is so soft. Love it. Doot,
it
doot.
it is one that's hard to use because you want to just touch it. I just end up
I know.
cutting
It's so soft. I
it.
think that was the one. Oops, I kind of shook things there. I think this is the one that was in the video today. If you saw the video we posted about cleaning your brushes on Instagram, and it was like that
And
really like close up. I was using this one.
yeah. And unfortunately, this brush sold out really fast as soon as we offered our accessories deal. So it's not available right this moment, but
Oh, for
it'll
real? Oh
be
my
available in the
goodness.
future. Yeah, it sold out
Yeah.
so fast. So, but our other brushes are available. And if you have any
Well,
kind of
that's
larger
great.
brush or like a foundation brush, this is you'd clean it exactly the same way.
Yes. So again, I got it wet just slightly, and now I'm using soap in the palm of my hand to just sort of work it out. And then what I also want to say about this is be careful. We don't want to just like submerge our brush into the water, run it all under the sink, the whole thing. Try to really stick to the ends because if you get it up here and it gets like too soaked wet, like down into the where the bristles attach to the this part of the brush, I don't know what you call it. That could start to get rid of the adhesive. And if you put it on this side too much and you get too much like soap, water, all this, then the design might start to come off. So if you want to keep it nice and intact, then just be careful about the placement of the water. And this is true of any brush, not just ours. That's just the way that the brushes are typically. So you just want to keep the water on the ends of the bristles. And again, I feel like this process would be a lot easier if I had a sink, but alas, it's still
It sure
working.
would, but that's okay. And this is,
That's
you're
okay.
kind of seeing the like slowed down, slow-mo version of cleaning. So you're getting
Yeah.
all the little details.
Detail.
Let's see.
I can
So
see it
we
coming
had
off.
a couple questions. So one, the long-haired finishing brush, that's what Janae's using now. And that was used to like blend in powder at the end. It can also be used to blend foundation, but it's meant as more of a full face tool and it's based on an old Hollywood style makeup blending brush that was mostly used for blending powder at the very end as a finishing brush. And then we had a question about Louisa asked if there, how many eyeshadow brushes do you recommend having, especially because some looks require a bunch of colors.
Oh my gosh, that's a great question. So first of all, I just to wrap this up before I answer that,
Yeah,
I
of course.
again use the soft towel to kind of, get the excess water off. There's still a little bit of discoloration, and that's kind of bound to happen when you use foundation because that stuff really hangs on. But again, I think if I was under running water, I could probably get more of that out, and just sort of let it come out. But I may have Oh no, I fixed it. I saw some stray little bristles going out and I was like, oh no. But I think, again, just keep that shape and now I'm going to set it down for it to dry. But again, remember, the best way to do that would be like this. But anyway, um, folding this. Eyeshadow brushes. Yes, I have like, I
Yeah.
feel like I have a million. So I know I have at least two of these kinds at home. These are my personal ones anyway. I also have, I think, two or three of these ones because I don't only use it for eyeliner. I sometimes use it for eyeshadow when I want to do little tiny detail work. And then I also have like all the brushes that come with palettes, like this one, for example. I have a lot of those too, and I hang on to those, and then I just keep them all together in like a little like brush holder thingy mabob. So how many is that? I don't know. But if you're just starting out, I think maybe two or three. That way, if you don't want to use a dry like this, a dry clean spray, if you have something like this and you just have one great brush that works for all your needs, then you're set. But you can get something like this, which is great for all over. It's nice and fluffy, but it is still a little bit tapered. And then you can also get one that's more angular, an angled brush to really get like for the creases of your eyes. So it really depends on your eyeshadow needs. It could be one, it could be two, it could be three if you're just starting out. I think three is a good number. I guess I'll say that.
I think so too. I
Yeah,
think three is good. It's easy to get lost in a sea of brushes because you do see so many people using just like seems like 50 brushes per eye, which I don't have patience for
no, no, no,
for
no.
myself.
Yeah.
So I would say three is good. Have one that's a smaller detailed thing, and then one that's a little fluffier for blending is great, and then the other one can be a duplicate or something new, and that's really all you need. And honestly, even if you just have one brush, that's fine too. You can do that quick dry rinse after when you change colors. You can actually make do with not very much, and that's why all the times that we've done eye tutorials, we've really only used the brush that's in the palette and this fluffy shadow brush. And Janae's made
Sometimes
like
that's
all
all you
kinds of
need.
beautiful eye looks just using those.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then
Yay.
the
And then let's
little
see.
detail
Yeah.
brush as well. That one's a good one too.
Yes, and the eyeliner kind of detail brush is very helpful for all kinds of things. Callie she said she's having um, she's trying to use cake mascara and it's too watery. Can't seem to get it to a thick consistency. So my tip for that, Callie, is you start with much less water. Start with a literally one drop, just one drop. And then when you first use the cake, it takes a little extra for to break it in. So really mix it with your spoolie or with your brush. Really mix it in there until it forms a paste kind of consistency. And if it starts to get dry, then just add one more drop. But lots of times it's easy to just put it under the sink and try to get like, oh, I'll just get a couple drops under the faucet and the cake's like full of water. I've done that before. Or, you just get a little overzealous with the dropper. And it's better to just start with one, really mix it, and add one more as you need it, just to keep it the consistency you want. It does take a little bit of practice, but it's really worth it in the end because you can use it for so many things and the hygiene, all the stuff we talked about. So I would say to give it another try and just feel free to start with less and add more as you need it. Yay, let's
Look
see.
at this. This one I think is the most satisfying for
Ooh.
me. Maybe the spoolie was
Oh,
because so much came off, but the lipstick
yes.
brush, it was loaded with lipstick. It was like totally red and like really caked on there, and now it's perfect.
Yeah.
It's perfect clean. I just did the towel test, got it to where nothing was coming off. And of course, this brush retracts, but
Ooh.
don't retract it if it's wet because then it can grow bacteria in there because it will be wet and it will be
Yes.
encased completely. So leave it like this to dry. And again, put it on the edge of your counter. Ta-da! Okay, let me get rid of this. If you have a bunch of brushes, if you're like, okay, I'm becoming a brush lady and I have a million eyeshadow brushes, whatever, and you don't have anywhere to keep them, might I recommend this little number? If you don't already have this, it is so cute. So this is a wristlet that we have and we make, and it is on our website right now on the accessories page, which means it's good for the deal going on as well, which is exciting. It's so cute. It has these cute like travel-esque stamps. It is vegan leather and it feels like the real thing, which is awesome. And it's got like a really nice heavy duty zipper. And then inside, it's like the soft inside of that, you know, vegan leather, which is awesome. And it's perfect. It's like the perfect size to keep all your brushes in, all your makeup in. It's like a perfect little travel makeup bag. Or you can use it as a purse. It's just so cute. It's so cute, so perfect. Yeah,
Very versatile. Yeah,
very
and
versatile. It's
that's
great.
also with our deal we have going on. Callie did a quick follow-up question. She said, yes, so you put it under, quickly put the brush under the faucet. Do you recommend shaking the brush out after? Yeah, also using a dropper can be really helpful. I also use like a spray bottle. This is I don't think you see it, but I just like do a spray on the whole cake of just regular water, and it's the same amount as a dropper, but it spreads it out, and sometimes that makes it easier. So I know it can be a little frustrating, but you kind of just have to play around, and don't be afraid to get a little aggressive with your cake. Like really rub it in there. It's okay, and especially if you use a little brush that comes with the cake mascara or a spoolie, that's going to break into the surface a little more easily, and maybe that will be giving you more the consistency you're looking for. We also have videos all about this on our channel, so you can look for a playlist that just is called Cake Mascara, and we have visual video answers to all of those questions. So I
Yes,
highly
we
recommend
do.
giving that a look after this just to see.
Okay, so
Wonderful.
moving on. How do you clean these little guys that come in your compacts, right? So like in the Lucy compact, which
Ooh,
mine has
yes.
fingerprints all over it, so I'm like, ah. But you know, you get these and you're like, how do I clean this guy out? Which you probably will, especially if you use your powder after like creamers your foundation, you'll see it transfer, you'll see it, you know, and you don't want that. You want it to be nice and clean. So the key with this, with all of our, you know, all of these tips, the key is to be very gentle. But this one has an interesting method that we're going to do. So we're going to use a plastic baggie. Ooh, exciting. Oh,
Ooh.
did I think this one through? Oh, I need to get water into this bag. And I am like, how am I going to do this? Nick is giving me the thumbs up. He must have an idea. That's okay. So
Oh, good.
we're going to put our little guy in the little plastic baggie, right? We're going to add
Yes.
just a drop, a tiny drop of soap, gentle soap. And another thing you can do with this is if you don't want to use soap, you can use like an oil cleanser. If you have like an oil cleanser for your, you know,
Oh.
your face or something, you can do that. Come on, little drop, little drop. Oop, got it. Perfect. You see that? Isn't that
Yay.
nice? Okay. Um, okay. Then we're gonna, yeah, I'm gonna wait for the water because then we're gonna just sort of massage it in the bag and like squish all the stuff out, which this one's actually fairly clean. I have some other ones that probably have more product on it, but this is just the one that I have today that came with my Lucy palette. While I wait for the water, let's move on. Well, so this, you'll just have to wait to see what happens with that. Um,
Yeah, a little
let's
teaser.
how do we clean this guy? It's so simple. You just spritz it lightly with some alcohol. So again, this has alcohol in it. Spritz just the top. Choo, 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 choo. There we go. Then you're going to give it a nice, and that's like an atomizer. So that's a really fine spritz, which is nice. And then just pat it down. Pat it down. That'll do it. That'll do it nicely. You want to be gentle when you pat because you don't want to like dig up the product. If there's any other product mixed in here, then you might want to use, instead of a paper towel, you might want to use like a sponge of some kind, even like a little disposable makeup sponge or something like that to kind of lift out any like glitter or whatever might have gotten in there. So that's how we clean something like that. So easy. Okay, so now we've got some water. Excellent. We're going to pour this in here. Ta-da! Okay. Do I need it all? Yeah, I think that's fine. I think that's a good amount. All right, seal this guy up. Get out some of the air. This is fun. This is like totally different. We have not ever done something like this, and
I
it's kind of
know.
fun.
So this one, I feel like it's a science experiment.
Kind of, yeah. So now we're gonna just work in that
I don't
soap,
know why.
swish it
Ooh.
around. Is it working? Kind of. What am I doing wrong? Usually this works at home, but I usually would use something
Well, also
different
it is the
than this soap.
translucent powder, so it may not come out quite as much. Oh my gosh, we're getting full on ASMR sounds and everything with this bag now too. The whole
Yes,
experience.
there we go.
Also in the comments, that people are saying that some people wash their makeup brushes in the washing machine. They like put it in a lingerie bag. And I have to say, don't do that.
I would not
Don't
recommend
do
that. I
that.
would not recommend that.
That's too much.
That's too much. See how gentle I'm being, even just with my hands, like to clean these things. I really think that gentle is best if you want your brushes to last. If you don't
Yeah.
want to like end up replacing your brushes um, all the time, um, then be gentle and just do them by hand. And it really doesn't take that long either. Um, I,
And
you know,
because this is like the longest it would possibly take how long Janae's doing it. And Janae has to use a little thing of water. She's talking to me. She's
yeah,
getting interrupted by me, all these things. And it still isn't really taking all that long. So I do not recommend putting it also, the heat, unless you wash it cold, but still, it's too much water is being
that's
used.
true.
It's
Yeah.
going to saturate the
Ew,
glue and the
look.
handle. Haha, there it goes.
All the makeup coming
Wow.
out. So I just put a little more soap. Look at that.
Oh,
Yucky.
excellent. Wow.
Coming
I
right
can't
off in the
believe how much is
bag.
coming out of that.
Just give it a
That's
little
so funny.
squish. And again, don't be too rough with this. Please don't put this in your washing machine. I really think you would end up having to replace it sooner than you would if you just did
Oh,
it
the
this
puff,
way.
you absolutely would ruin it for sure. And the other brushes, yeah, I don't agree.
Look at that. Just like
Wow.
new. And then I'm actually going to give it one more rinse over my little bowl with the rest of my clean water. Beautiful, beautiful. Do you like my sound effects? Sometimes
Yes,
I do
I
that.
know. I do that too.
There we go.
Wow.
This is satisfying for sure. Oh no, my bag. I left it open. I
Okay.
don't want it to spill on me. Hold on.
Oh, geez.
Okay. I'm like watching it. Don't spill. Okay.
Just
There
willing
on the
it to
towel.
not spill.
Get rid of this yucky bag. See a bag of gross water, makeup water. Um,
There we go.
Man, and that's so funny because, like I said, this one's fairly new and hasn't been used all that much
Yeah.
compared to some of the other puffs I have, and yet that was a lot. So you never know. That's why I'm talking about weekly, you guys. Weekly,
Yeah.
bi-weekly, whatever makes you comfortable. Great. Just like new. Again, we leave this
Whew.
guy out like this to air dry. Yeah, that's the thing. Like, if you're putting it in your washing machine, it can get really hot and it really shakes it around. I mean, that's the same place you're going to wash like your denim, and that needs like heavy duty washing. So even if you
Yeah.
put it in a lingerie bag and you put it on delicate, I still think that like our undies and our finer lingeries can take more in a washing machine than our brushes can because this is made out of very different stuff. This
Yes.
isn't fabric. There's like actually adhesive in these that we need to be careful with. So that's just not the same. So hand washing is definitely what I recommend. Okay, let's clean our cream rouge. Sometimes we use our fingers on this guy. Why can't I open it? What is wrong with me? My hands are all wet. That's why.
Oh, that's okay. Yeah, your hands are all all wet
I'm
and
like, oh.
soapy.
Okay, so yes,
Yeah.
this is my. Oh, go ahead, Amber. Sorry.
Oh no. People were asking if we sell replacements for the puffs, the powder puffs, and we don't at the moment. We don't have replacements for those. That's something you could probably find elsewhere if you're interested, and that's something we might consider for the future. But you can, if you rinse them and such, you're able to reuse them a pretty decent amount. Or you can use your brushes instead of the puff and do it that way.
But they will last a
Excellent.
very long time if you take care of
Yeah.
them. And also, yes, I happen to know that in the future, getting replacement puffs just might be something that you can do. So that's very exciting.
Yay.
So I am going to, oop, that was more than I wanted. Oh well. Anyway, this is my personal apricot cream rouge here that I dip my fingers into. And sometimes you got other makeup on your fingers or what have you. So it's good to
Mhm.
clean this one too. And I'm using a paper towel, but normally I might want to use a sponge or even like a beauty blender to kind of just go over the
Um,
top and kind of like dab off. Man, this is actually taking a lot. So maybe I don't recommend a paper towel, even though that's what I'm doing. It will still work, but a gentler option might be like a sponge kind of thing, or like a little
Yeah,
beauty egg
like
sponge
a
thing.
slightly moist.
Whoops, that's a lot. Oh well. Anyway, the point here, the purpose here, is to remove any and all like glitter, um, whatever makes it in here, right? Dust, lint sometimes. I mean, it's gross, but it happens to all of us. So yeah, now it looks kind of crazy, but we will fix it. So that was just a paper towel on all on its own, and that helped lift up a lot of the stuff that was there on the top. And so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to spray it again with some alcohol and an atomizer. Just give it a nice spray here, right on top. That will dry out. That's the thing about alcohol; it dries really fast, which is great. So you just have to leave it open just for a little bit in the air. Again, just air dry, because if you used anything like a hair dryer or something, it would be too warm and it would get it melty. So we don't want that. So I just did some, what's it called, alcohol right on top. Gonna let that dry. And then yes, it looks a little strange now, but the thing is, once you start using it again and you use your finger, it'll all be smooth again. So it's totally fine, and it's clean. So that's even better. And of course, make sure your hands are clean when you use this. Sometimes we think our hands are clean, we're doing the best we can, something still makes it in there. That's okay. We're gonna clean it. Um, but always use clean hands when doing your makeup, no matter what it is, because we're touching our face a lot. And I believe Amber may have froze.
I think,
Are you
can
back,
you hear
Amber?
me?
Oh, I hear
Can you
you
hear me
now.
again?
I think you're
Okay.
back with us.
Yes, the internet just stopped. Just wanted to take a break. Now it's
Oh,
back. Oh,
oh
wow.
man, that's the way, isn't it? Well, I'm glad you're back with us.
Yay.
The last thing I have here to clean today is my palette. So I've been just very gentle with my usage of this. Whoops, pop this guy out. Oh, I could clean this too. I will. And again, this is so easy with any palette, with any like powder-based anything. Using alcohol and something that does a very fine mist is going to be perfect. So again, if you like sprinkle it yourself out of a bottle, that's going to be too much. Those droplets could ruin the
Mhm.
shape of it, and it could, give it like little indents that take longer to dry. So get the finest spray mister you can, full of alcohol, to just give this a nice coat. Whoops, and so you can see some of the droplets are a little bit bigger showing up, but that's okay. That's also how I know it's working. And then what am I gonna do? I'm just gonna give it a nice swipe to make sure that it's clean, to clean off any of the powder around the edges. Just make it look all nice. Just pat, pat, pat. Pats and swipes very gently. It's looking so good.
And that
Yay,
just helps, yeah, clean
clean.
out the other colors and kill off anything that maybe was there and make it look all fresh and new again.
Beautiful. Yes. Excellent. Excellent. Excellent.
Yay.
I love clean makeup. Happy, happy good times. Beautiful. Did I do it all? I think I did it all. Hey, so that wasn't too bad, right? And again, like we said, that was taking my time with it too. Here, I'm gonna use some hand sandy now, even though my hands are super clean. It'll still help because I still have some like dark spots from the mascara on my hands.
Well, that
Yay!
mascara was really something.
So a
So
couple
that's
other
a
things.
full cleaning of just about everything. Yeah,
Yeah,
sorry. Go ahead, Jené.
that's okay. Just a couple other things while we're here, and then we'll switch back to you seeing my face. If you, like I said, get yourself a dry brush for switching colors cleaner, but you can also do something like this. They make brush cleaners. They're out there. There's so many brands. There's so many kinds. And those are a little more heavy duty if you wanted to, if you're a makeup artist and you need something a little more heavy duty, that might be it for you. But alcohol also works great. Soap and water, like I said, also works great. And again, it's mild soap. We want mild soap. Like think baby shampoo, cleanser, something like that. Very, very mild. Um, yeah, I think that's it. So now that take it away. We're turning back to the other camera.
Yay.
Bye bye.
Great. So yeah, so that is giving everything a good deep clean. I feel like we kind of all did this a little bit when quarantine started, but it's been a while and it's a great time to do this again as we move into a new season and keep going with that. So the deal that we talked about is going on now. So if you use the code threes company, the number three, 3S company at checkout, you will get when you buy 2 accessories, you'll get the third one free. So you get a free accessory when you use that code. And so that includes all of the brushes we have. That includes that bag Jené showed. It also includes our weekender bag and our little lipstick sleeve. So any combination of that, if you buy 2, you will get 1 free. So
Yes.
use that code, and that's good actually for the whole week, and you can stock up on all of your brushes. Now we do have. I want to tease next week's because I'm so excited
I'm
about
so
it.
excited too. Oh my gosh,
So
yes.
people said, Jené, you're looking very autumnal today. Absolutely. Oh, also, I'm wearing exotic pink lipstick. My little twist of the day is not much, just exotic pink, and I put What a Peach kind of in the center, just to give it
So
a little,
cute. That's a
and
great
also to kind
combo.
of like, this is it for summer for me. I'm saying goodbye.
See ya.
Yeah, it's really fun. I love it. So next week, the pumpkin spice latte came out today, so technically it is fall
It is.
already.
Today
But
is
to
fall.
celebrate actual September, yes. So to celebrate September actually starting, we're gonna do a autumn kind of pumpkin spice inspired look for you. So if you like fall, if you like autumnal looks, if you just like pumpkins, we will be here for you next week. So definitely join us next Tuesday at 1 for that
And
one.
get yourself,
Janae,
oh
thank you
yeah,
so
I was gonna say,
much.
get yourself a pumpkin spice to enjoy while you do your makeup next week. Plan on it. It will be so fun.
Yes.
It'll be great. And you're welcome. This was fun. I feel great now. I feel like zen. I feel like everything's clean and I love it. It makes me happy. So go clean your brushes. If you're inspired to do this, you're going to feel better after you do it. Oh, and go throw away any old makeup, by the way. Don't hang on to that stuff. Not good to wear it if it's past its shelf life. If
Yeah,
you
go by its dates. Yeah.
Yeah, if it smells funky or looks funky, throw it away. Sorry. Time to get new ones.
Absolutely. Thank you guys so much for joining us, and we will be back next Tuesday.
Yes.
Goodbye.
Bye.